Domesticated ruminant animals such as cattle, sheep, goats, camels and others produce a significant amount of methane that is contributing greatly to global climate change. There has been a strong emphasis on cattle, being the largest producer of methane among livestock. Studies have estimated that anywhere from 80 to 95% of methane gas a cow produces is emitted through the mouth, and then escapes into the atmosphere. We can reduce the amount of methane that livestock releases, but reducing methane as a general policy is simply an unsustainable solution and at best buying little time. The best thing we can do is to capture the methane gas to generate electricity. This keeps the harmful gas out of the atmosphere and instead is used as a renewable energy. Methane gas burns cleaner than oil or coal, and emits less carbon dioxide. Normally that carbon dioxide escapes into the atmosphere. However, our technology should be able to capture most if not all carbon dioxide created from combustion. We think the best way to capture the methane is through a non-invasive way to the cattle or other livestock. This would be a new kind of shelter that is designed to capture methane while being a smart and comfortable environment. The Cattle Greenhouse Station. There are two designs of the cattle greenhouse station that work together in a mutually beneficial system. The barn, which serves as a permanent shelter where the cattle spend most of their time. The grazer is a mobile shelter designed specifically for grazing. The first design of the cattle greenhouse station is the barn. This is a structure that could be at ground level or even a raised platform. However, there is a lot of significance with a partially underground structure. Although not a greenhouse, there is filtered light to keep the temperature manageable, while allowing the sun's UV light to kill harmful bacteria. Moderate sunlight maintains proper plant growth while helping with the well-being of the livestock. A variety of healthy plants for cattle will be grown on the plant walls to supplement their diet to make sure they are getting what they need. The Wallipini-inspired design uses less building parts than a typical barn. This design would do well in colder climates and may perform better in wind-related natural disasters. However, it is not ideal for hot climates and areas prone to flooding. There will be a greenhouse station solution for any farmer's needs. This structure can be modular and in multiple sizes. It can be scaled up to be as large as needed or have smaller sized stations that are close together. This is an environment for cattle to feed, drink, be milked and rest. Although the cattle greenhouse stations are not in a bubble environment, methane is likely to move upward quickly, being lighter than air, rather than go through a lower area or even an open door. The air ventilation will be controlled so as to make sure there is minimal to no lost methane gas. The second design of the cattle greenhouse station is called the grazer. This structure allows cattle to graze in a controlled environment, with GPS and other technology that makes sure that the cattle are not overgrazing and not going where they shouldn't. The grazer is able to be pre-programmed, controlled remotely or nearby with a remote control and/or phone or tablet. It is a highly autonomous self-driving shelter. It docks at the entrance of the barn, and the cattle as a habit know to enter as they are excited to graze. After grazing is over, the grazer returns the cattle to the barn. It then docks at its energy grid-connected station. This allows transfer of most of the energy that has been generated through both solar and methane. The grazer would move with the pace of the cattle, from stopping to moving even below 1 mile per hour. If a cow stops to lay down, the grazer is aware and stops moving. If a cow did make contact with the structure, it would be through the touch-sensitive padding that runs along all sides. The impact would be so gentle that it would not hurt the cow, and the grazer would stop immediately, as a safety measure. There will be multiple cameras and sensors that monitor the cows for safety and security purposes, as well as for navigation, temperature regulation and maintaining proper methane levels. The system will be smart and will notify the farmer about things they should be aware of. The farmer will have access to a live camera stream 24/7. Part of the cattle greenhouse station software will allow for communication with other stations. This prevents any risk of collision and keeps the stations from grazing over the same land. The grazer doesn't just capture the methane, it also purifies and compresses it, in order to be used for generating energy. The methane can either be used on location to generate electric energy that can be stored in batteries to be used on demand or can go directly into the electric grid. The cattle greenhouse station was designed for commercial purposes. However, this general concept can be scaled down for home applications such as providing enough energy for an entire family's needs. The home station, as seen here, is the top of the line of the home series, being a larger shelter with significant battery storage. An estimated 60 million people in the United States live in rural areas. This makes having a few livestock practical for homeowners. The livestock could be raised for traditional purposes, but also for pets, such as miniature breeds of cattle or goats. The cattle seen in this home system are miniature cattle in size. The home station will have a small biodigester built into the outside of the shelter. This is for the livestock manure and other plant waste. This methane is collected, purified, and compressed in a similar way as the system that collects the methane in the air. The generator on this shelter system will also be able to connect to a natural gas line for more energy if necessary. There will be a smart gas reader that knows when to supplement with a natural gas line. In short, there are 3 different sources of methane gas for this system. In addition, there is also the solar energy combined with battery storage in order to provide all electrical energy needs for the average American family. Cattle and ruminant livestock just got a lot more valuable to society. Instead of paying taxes for methane output, farmers can make more on their investment, while reducing carbon dioxide and methane emissions. With an estimated 1.5 billion cows in the world, it is safe to say that a significant amount of energy could be generated. Keep in mind the other ruminant livestock besides cattle that can be raised in a similar way. There are over 1 billion sheep in the world. There are an estimated 450 million goats living today. There are an estimated 500 million kangaroos living in the wild. 50 to 60 million are used for commercial purposes. North America alone has over 30 million deer. There are well over 1.4 million camels on the planet, with a growing feral population of camels in Australia. Everything mentioned prior to this point has been about capturing the methane gas that could otherwise not be caught. This new technology will be combined with the already existing biodigesters that use solid waste from livestock to create methane to generate electricity. The 2 methane capturing techniques work together in a synergistic way that allows for the greatest level of methane gas collection possible. Solid waste can be collected from both ruminants and all the non-ruminant livestock, such as pigs, with an estimated population of over 1 billion. Although not producing as much methane as ruminants, pigs still produce a significant amount that should be collected. Food and agricultural waste can also be used in the biodigesters to produce methane to generate electricity. Methane collection from ruminant livestock is crucial to global climate control. Methane gas is already being used as natural gas and is an accepted form of energy that is renewable, thus helping with future energy transitions. Regardless of how society progresses with energy, at this point we will always need to capture methane from livestock. This technology has the potential to be a zero-carbon solution. But even if the methane was used as a fuel to burn in the traditional ways, it still produces less carbon dioxide than oil and coal. As a nation, we will always need diverse energy reserves. Storing ready-to-use methane should be a major part of those energy reserves. This new infrastructure will bring a higher level of energy security for the world, while being a major contributor to economic growth and stability. Energy security is directly related to fighting poverty and maintaining the highest level of both national and global security.